moving on to specifically quarterbacks now. I want to get into the quarterbacks specifically here because we had 6 of them who were there, and I wanted to kind of rank them out with you here because I had a ranking going into the week and then moved a couple of the names around, obviously coming out from the season. So my initial ranking of the quarterbacks entering the week was I had Taylor Green as my top guy. Then I had Nussmeier. Then I had Luke Altmaier and Robertson in kind of the same tier. And then Peyton and Pavia. Peyton is kind of the question mark to me because we just haven't seen it in the FBS. Obviously, coming from North Dakota State, he put up absurd numbers against inferior competition. You kind of never know what he's going to look like. Thought he looked okay. I thought the last drive of the game, he kind of commanded the offense well and led down for a touchdown drive. But I've heard some people call him QB3 in this class, and I'm not really seeing that. I don't really know who QB3 might be, but it might be Garrett Nussmeier coming away from this week, which I don't know if we would have said a few months ago.
Yeah, no. It's really interesting because I think Nuss played the best of any quarterback during the week. So, if we're ranking how guys performed during the week, I would tell you that, just during Senior Bowl week, including the game, I would say Nussmeier was 1. I'd say Altmaier was 2. I think
I was going to point him out. So I thought Altmaier looked way better in practices than the game. I thought in the game he actually got a little unlucky. He had two guys drop passes for him, and then there was one free rusher who knocked the ball out of his hand. Wasn't really his fault, but I thought Altmaier was good in practice. Threw a couple really nice layered balls to the end zone. There was one that Louis Riddick was losing his mind over, and so was I. And I was kind of oh my god, what was that? But
Altmaier is one of those quarterbacks that I don't really think he has starter potential at the NFL, but this is as they say, a 10-year backup in the NFL. He could basically be a backup in the NFL for as long as he wants. That's the kind of player that I think he is. So I would say Nuss is 1, Altmaier is 2. I'd probably say Robertson's 3. Taylor Green was 4. Taylor Green, just to me, he was kind of exactly what he was at Arkansas. He had a couple of the biggest throws of the week, but he's just too inconsistent. And to be honest with you, I think he's too good of an athlete to stick at quarterback at the NFL level. I think he is destined to move positions to either wide receiver or tight end, depending on how well he's going to be able to block, because I just don't think he's ever going to be consistent enough as a quarterback for him to be anything more than a QB3. And at that point, if he's just going to be a QB3 for you, let him be an athlete. Let him actually try to get on the field, and let him be a wide receiver or a tight end. So that's
is he going to follow the Felipe Franks model from Arkansas, former Arkansas legend, and become the next tight end in the league as well?
I kind of do think that he can, and obviously Felipe Franks has totally changed positions now. He plays tight end now at the NFL level. That's
the comp.
Correct. That's the comp. Yes. Yeah.
No, I agree with you there on Green. There was one play in the game where he was literally rolling out to his right and back shoulder, threw across his body to the left side of the field. And Daniel Jeremiah was that's the ball you don't want to see him let go of his hands. And you just throw that one out of bounds.
Right.
He's lucky it didn't result in an interception, but it was definitely a turnover-worthy play. So
yeah.
No, I'm with you on Taylor Green. The athleticism's there. The rushing ability is there, but I don't know if he's ever going to be a full just drop back quarterback in the NFL. And, Altmaier, I'm with you. I think he's probably the most fundamentally sound of the 6 in this bunch here, probably other than Nussmeier. I think Nussmeier was 5 for 8, but the 3 passes he missed were drops. So his PFF grade was nuts in the Senior Bowl specifically. What do you think happened at LSU with Nussmeier and kind of why it kind of didn't work out? Because coming into the season, a lot of people had him up in the QB2, QB3 mix.
Sure.
And then obviously LSU's season kind of went the way it did. He got benched. Not all his fault. The receiving core wasn't great, but I guess how confident would a team feel drafting Nussmeier? And I guess how high would you do?
I think the NFL is going to feel a lot more confident than I am about it. I would still have him, depending on if Trinidad Chambliss is in the class, I would have him QB3. But if he's not in the class, then I would have Nussmeier at QB3. I still think Nussmeier is. It's I hate to use this because we use this example all the time. It feels like for too many guys, but like he's got a lot of Baker Mayfield in him, and where like I feel like Nussmeier is just you have to live with the good and the bad, and I don't love doing that with quarterbacks who are behind the eight ball when it comes to measurables. I mean, he is a shorter, smaller quarterback, and I think I think you're right, and I think he's got a better arm than most shorter quarterbacks do. But even his best at LSU was still like it had a lot of throws that you wish that he wouldn't attempt. It had a lot of throws that he wished that he had back, and like that was even when he was at his best at LSU.
Yeah,
and so
that's an interesting comp because I comped him to a different Oklahoma quarterback. I comped him to Spencer Rattler. What do you think of that?
Yeah, so I actually think that that's a really good comp, to be honest with you. Now, Spencer turned into more of a risk-averse type of quarterback in last year when he was at South Carolina, and then during his time at with the New Orleans Saints. But I think that is an interesting comp given the arm strength that Spencer Rattler has. So I definitely do not hate that at all whatsoever. I think that that's very close to sort of the way that you need to think about him. But all of that to say, I think the NFL has kind of just been waiting for any excuse to be like, yep, this guy, yep, we're going to draft him. I mean, he's Doug Nussmeier's kid.
Yeah.
Doug Nussmeier has been...
Is Chuck going to lose his starting job to Nussmeier?
No, I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going to. But I think that there's a world where Nussmeier now goes top 50 again. Just because I think that the NFL was sort of waiting for him, just to do something good enough to where they can go, yep, we're back in. Coach's kid, he's been around the game his entire life. He'll attempt the tough throws, like all this kinds of stuff. So I even wonder like if Trinidad is in this class, which I have no idea.
Dude, he should be. He needs to come out. It's foolish not to.
So the way that I say it is, he has obviously not had a chance to play D1 college football very long. It's just this year for him. If his dream all along was to play D1 college football, to play for an SEC program, to compete for a national championship, I get it. Try everything that you can to go back. If he has ever, at any point, dreamed about playing in the NFL, you have to be in this class. You have to declare for this class. Because the problem is that even if he wins the Heisman and the national championship next year, I still don't think there's any guarantee that like he goes one or he's considered this first round caliber of a prospect because of how small he is. I like him a lot. I would like to draft him. He's very intriguing for me. But outside of him just having the most unbelievable season next year, it's hard to believe that in next year's potential quarterback class, he would get drafted higher than he would.
The game he played against Georgia, like, you're not going to replicate a performance like that.
That's how I feel.
It's not dogging on the kid. He's spectacular. He's brilliant. It's why we want to see him go to the league now and push the chips in, if you will, because I do think it is time. But, no, I get it on that one. Cool. All right, let's move on. Enough on the quarterbacks.